So, my name's Gavin, and when you think of snowboarding, who do you think of? So when you think of skateboarding, who do you think of?
Tony Hawk.
So May 1968, May 12, 1968, Tony Hawk was born, and he was born in San Diego, California, and then moved to Santa Monica, California when he was 6. You may know Tony Hawk for maybe his video game, maybe you know Tony Hawk for his backside 900, which is the equivalent of spinning around 2.5 times in the air before hitting the ramp again. But more importantly, did you know that Tony Hawk, since 2005, has been helping Montana get skate parks and fully paying for them himself in some cases, and completely designing them himself in some cases. For example, Missoula, Montana, the one skate park right here, is the first skate park Tony Hawk ever built in Montana. Helped a lot. It's very big. You get way more into it. Another park that he helped build in Montana recently in 2018, which was the Hamilton, Montana park, which was also helped by Evergreen Skate Parks, which is an association that builds skate parks in Montana that started in Portland, Oregon. So, where it all started, San Diego, California, like we said, and let me get more into Tony Hawk and how his career got big. So when Tony Hawk was 9 years old, his older brother gave him a skateboard for his birthday, and by the age of 12, Tony Hawk started joining competitions and competing around America and making a big performance around showing his name and showing his skill. He was one of the first people to do this. It made a big influence on skateboarding. So by the age of 14, he was a professional skateboarder. Doesn't happen anymore. So Tony Hawk proceeded to keep going with his legacy, and in 1990 he built the Birdhouse team, which is a skate deck like this. Right here you have Aaron Jaws. By the way, this is 25 stairs he's falling off of. That is just crazy. Elliott Sloan, Lizzie Armanto, these are just a few names that are in the Birdhouse team now who ride his deck and use his gear. He's also had former names like Riley Hawk, who's his son, and believe it or not, Shaun White, the snowboarder, was on his Birdhouse skate team. Competitions, 1999 X Games. This is where he did the first backside 900 ever, which was just history. Right now, in 2020, a 11-year-old, excuse me, hit the first 1080, which is 3 times spinning. 1986 Sports Illustration competition. This is his first Pro-Am that he ever won. And then as his career kept going, he started releasing his games like the Tony Hawk Pro Skater, which now in 2022 will be coming out with his 5th one with big names like Nyjah Huston, his son Riley Hawk, Chris Cole, who's another amazing skater. But then he came with this decision that if he's going to keep building a name for himself, he's going to need to build entourage, I guess. So he came up with the Tony Hawk Foundation to help him out with that, which then proceeded to start events like the Boodloom Hub Jam, which was placed in 2002. One of the biggest skate events ever to happen. It included skating, included motorbiking, BMX biking, it included punk jam bands there. But that same year, Tony Hawk decided, I don't want to be a professional skateboarder. So he decided, I'm going to take the Tony Hawk Foundation and branch it out even more and start helping out the skate community, helping children in rural communities get skate parks. So what is the Tony Hawk Foundation? Well, it was made in 1999 when the idea first started. And as he went on with his years, it kept building and building, and to this day he has 600 skate parks in America. This is Missoula, Montana. The Tony Hawk Foundation has not just helped the United States, it's helped lower countries like Cambodia, South Africa, Argentina, and etc. Skate parks in America. This is a picture from 2016. There's another one from 2021, but it didn't show as much as I wanted it to. This is the Livingston, Montana Park, which is just built in 2018 by the Tony Hawk Foundation. and Tony Hawk today. So Tony Hawk today is still a big influence in the game. This is really weird. So this one right here, this is him putting his blood into that skateboard, and they made 500 decks, sold them each for $200, and all the money went towards, the blood doesn't really make sense, but it went towards recycling. Yeah. But this is also another big name, Steve-O, the jackass man. He just helped Tony, he donated $468,000 to the Tony Hawk Foundation to help build parks in other countries or other little towns. And his main goal was to build in small reservations, just like Jeff Hammond, the Pearl Jam bass player, which I'll talk about in a little bit. And then even now, Tony Hawk is decided to compete again, and in the 2020 Olympics, here he is, throwing a fat trick in the air, which is awesome. Bringing a park to Missoula. So this is where Tony Hawk decided, let's start branching out. It's back in 2005 when Chris Bacon, the owner of Board of Missoula in Missoula, he decided, hey man, I want to build a ramp. Let's donate $1,000 or like build up $1,000. This ramp is still right here. This is in the back of Board of Missoula, still there to this day. But after that ramp was made, they decided that wasn't enough. Let's build a park in Missoula. So they reached out to the Tony Hawk Foundation, got the biggest donation of $15,000 of that Montana has ever received at the time. Now it's a lot different because skate parks cost a lot of money to make. But after help from others like Chris or Jeff Ament, from the Pearl Jam bass player from Big Sky Brewing Co., they brought in big names like Willie Nelson, 50 Cent to perform in 2005 to get all these money to donate towards the Missoula skate park. After that was happening, Missoula reached out to the Tony Hawk Foundation, and Tony Hawk and the foundation brought in 10,000 people and a few pro skaters and had another Boom Boom Hawk Jam in Missoula skate park. And the recent projects that he's helped with was this Alberta, Montana, where he built this whole park and paid for it all himself, and the Bozeman, Montana park that was recently put in 2018. With my statement, Tony Hawk's been skating or been a pro for almost 40 years now, and out of all those years, 29 of them he's been helping the skate community grow and become bigger, and I think that's pretty great. Thank you.